The opportunities that retirement provides can include the chance to travel and explore the globe. Getting under the skin of a destination and making a new part of the world feel like home is hard to do when you have a job and other regular commitments. Retirement means you can take more time to appreciate a country and understand what makes that place special, even unique. Helmut Kolb, a director at the Switzerland Travel Centre, explains how his company makes such journeys possible.
Switzerland Travel Centre is a company owned by SBB, the Swiss Federal Railways, Switzerland Tourism and the Swiss Hotel Association. Together with these partners, we are organising travel arrangements to Switzerland and within Switzerland. All sorts of travel, from flights to international trains, scenic rail journeys, hotel accommodation, rail transfers, or cycling and hiking tours.
Switzerland, first of all, is renowned for its diversity. It really has something for everybody, from the mountains, the lakes, the culture, the cities, the scenery, the scenic rail journeys. There really is something for everybody, both in the summer and the winter. It's very much a year-round product.
Our guests tend to come to us not knowing exactly what they want to do. Switzerland's very diverse, there's many different regions for them to explore, and they struggle with how to actually explore those regions. And where we come in is to tell them how they achieve that and offer guidance and advice on the best way of doing it and the best way of visiting Switzerland.
My name's John Sortel. This is my wife Shirley. We're retired now, but we've been to Switzerland many times on holiday, and we'd like to go for longer if possible.
We'd live there if we could.
Yes.
No, we've been living on the continent, living and working many years. John was an air traffic control officer. I was a school principal, international school, and so we were able to get to Switzerland very easily.
And then when we lived there, we were lucky enough for our daughter to be at school in Switzerland, so that gave us an excuse to go down there 3 or 4 times a year anyway, apart from the holidays. So we loved it, really love it. It's the countryside, first of all, which attracted us. I like walking, and there's so much to do, and also the people there, how they put up with all the tourists and are so friendly to them, I don't know, but there's such a lot to do, and summer and winter, we used to love it going there. And the whole way of life, really. The trains run on time, of course, everybody knows that. And the buses, and you make an appointment to do something and it happens.
We have a variety of destinations in Switzerland for the travellers. One of our very popular excursions is to travel on a scenic rail adventure, which is to travel on the Glacier Express, which is a train which travels between Zermatt and St. Moritz. We can arrange however many nights you require, and it runs all the year round apart from late November to December.
Well, a good destination in Switzerland, I would say, is central Switzerland, because you are very well located for day excursions, which you can easily reach. It's a fantastic location because it shows you a little bit of everything what Switzerland has to offer. Nice towns like Lucerne, mountains, lakes. You can do just normal sightseeing, or you can do activities like cycling, hiking, anything.
People come to the Switzerland Travel Centre because we have the specialist travel agents that know Switzerland very well, and they can give you advice and put together the right itinerary, the right holiday package for you.
People should visit Switzerland because of its diversity. There's something for everybody. The scenery, the mountains, the lakes, the culture, the hospitality and the quality. The quality especially shines through from every side of the country. I think the Swiss public transport system, however, with it being the best in the world, gives everybody the opportunity to explore the country, to explore that diversity with the ease of a travel network which really is custom made for the visitor to Switzerland. It's very much about people giving us maybe a hint of what they'd like to do, for us to then give our own input. So if somebody says, I've heard of this particular place, I'd really like my holiday to include that, one of our team will say, well, actually, I was only there last week. Did you know there was this exhibition on? How about we incorporate that exhibition into your itinerary? It really is that level of knowledge which is so important. And we will always make suggestions to our clients. We appreciate that they've not been before. They may have read up on certain things, but there is so much more to know about and to see when you get there. What we will try and do is get them to add something that little bit special into their holiday, which maybe they hadn't thought about previously.
Our daughter, who loves Switzerland, introduced her American husband, and so this is where we choose to meet up rather than America or England. We meet up in Switzerland. And of course we know some of the people there very well indeed, and all of us just love it, don't we?
Yes,
skiing in winter.
Yes.
And
we first went in 1958, which is a long story camping, and the place where we camp now is a big campsite, and they've got little chalets and things which you can rent. And the farmers' children, who were just small when we first went there, now grown up, and we sort of know them. It's sort of a friendly atmosphere.
And the hotels, we've stayed in hotels there, and they're all immaculate and friendly.
Very popular for our customers is the Bernese Oberland, central Switzerland, the Graubünden, Lake Geneva are very popular with our clients. I think it's a wealth of activities, excursions available to them, and I think places like the Bernese Oberland and the Graubünden, because of the resorts that are within those regions, are well known to people who haven't even travelled to Switzerland. I think they're quite famous places to visit.
When I was driving, we used to drive, and that was also nice. We'd take 2 or 3 days doing it with night stops and so on in Germany and so on. And nowadays we go on, we fly actually. But another interesting thing, last year when we were there was one of these super high-speed trains. I'd never seen anything like it. And we got on it to get off at Thun, just up the road. And it was... I can't... The trains are something else, They have these quiet places where you can sit, where people are not on the mobile phones all the time. And the double-decker trains too, if you want to look outside. So we thought, actually, in fact, we were asking Nick about it last year, whether could arrange to travel all the way by train, via Paris and so on, which we haven't done this year, but we'd like to do that.
The Swiss travel system is renowned for its efficiency and its quality. The boats, the trains, the buses, they all meet one another, if you like. And from leaving the plane at Zurich Airport, for example, you walk to the station, which is inside the terminal, you're on the train straight away to connect to the expansive Swiss travel system network, and everything runs on time. And to cover all requirements, we have a range of Swiss passes which help you discover the country depending on your itinerary. And one of the things we know more about than anybody is the type of ticket required for your particular itinerary, so that if you have a fixed itinerary, we know exactly which pass to provide you with. If you don't want to have a fixed itinerary and you want the freedom to go out and explore by yourself, then we have the tickets to enable you to do that as well. But what people will notice once they get to Switzerland, it's no myth, everything runs on time. And there's never any danger of missing your train or arriving late. Everything works properly.
My name is Anthony Lambert. I'm a freelance journalist, and I've specialised in writing about Switzerland for the last 20 plus years. It began when I started travelling to Switzerland with my parents when I was knee-high to a grasshopper. They loved Switzerland, and we tried to go every 2 or 3 years, and I fell in love with Switzerland, particularly walking in the mountains, the lakes, and I've always loved railways, railway travel. And needless to say, Switzerland is the country par excellence to enjoy railway travel. Because my love of Switzerland and desire, I think, to see people travel responsibly in environmentally sound ways, I decided to put those two things together and write a guidebook to Switzerland for people who are using the Swiss travel system. And I think it's very hard for people who are accustomed to British railways and certain other countries where things don't always run as well as they might, to envisage how well things are organised in Switzerland. So the purpose of the book was to persuade people that they really shouldn't hire a car in Switzerland, that they should use the Swiss travel system, which is the perfect interlocking of railways, post buses, steamers, funiculars, cable cars. You can't get to many places in Switzerland by road anyway, so it's much better to buy one of the range of Swiss passes and relax and enjoy the holiday instead of worrying about driving.
Many years ago I was working in Leicester Square when we had our big office in Leicester Square, in the Swiss Centre. I had a customer come in, I sold him a Swiss pass, which is a ticket that they can travel all over Switzerland. And I was going to Switzerland at the same time, so I made a bit of a joke about the fact that I would see him up the Jungfrau. And lo and behold, I was sitting having a coffee at the top of the Jungfrau with my husband and son, and he sat next to me and said, "I don't believe it, it's the lady that sold me the Swiss pass."
I can't drive myself now, I'm told, but so we tend to use the public transport a lot more, and it's very good. You know, the buses, they have little signs up saying where the next stop is, and
the trains are fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, the Bernese Oberland is where we tend to go back to. That's the part we've seen most of, isn't it? Really?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Our daughter was at school just near Montreux, which was quite nice, in Les Avants.
And then later she was at another Swiss school, a senior one.
Join us after the break for more on the possibilities of travel in retirement. Welcome back. We've been speaking with experts about touring Switzerland and the benefits of using the country's railways. We return now to discover the kinds of holidays retired people are enjoying and how they can make best use of their time away.
You have families going, you have groups of school kids going, we have a lot of scouts going to Switzerland, we have business groups going, so it's a big variety.
There's many different excursions, day excursions that they can enjoy, whether that's a cruise on the lake or a mountain railway or cable car. And it's a very easy way of life. I think a mountain excursion is not a rushed affair in Switzerland. You take the cable car up the mountain, you stop for lunch, you have a stroll through the village, a little bit of shopping, you come back down. And really, each day, if you want to do something, you can go and do it. If not, and you stay in resort, it's a very beautiful place to relax and to sit, and I think that's what appeals.
There are 4 main languages, Swiss, French, German and Romansh, which is spoken in the southeastern canton of Graubünden. But I think perhaps because they have 4 national languages, most people speak at least some English, and I have to say I've never had a difficulty with the language in Switzerland.
Well, our daughter's a vegetarian, strict, and she finds plenty of food. We're not.
But the fontus and the schnitzels and
we eat out.
Yes, and rostis, all these things. We like it actually. Better than France, I think.
Yes, we do. We lived in France. We prefer the Swiss food.
If I was to travel to Switzerland tomorrow, I would first spend a couple of days in Lucerne, taking some of the mountain excursions, take the Golden Pass over to the Bernese Oberland for some hiking and cycling, and take the train down through the Lochberg down to Brig, pick up the Glasser Express, go on to Zermatt for a couple of nights, and then head home.
My favourite destination would be Lucerne because it's one of the most romantic spots you can see with the lakes and everything, and going on a lake cruise at the sunset is just beautiful.
My favourite destination in Switzerland would be Grindelwald, simply because I love skiing and I think the scenery in Grindelwald is fantastic.
Central Switzerland, because I'm from there. I'm coming from Switzerland, so it's my hometown is there.
I like Lucerne because it's just beautiful, stunning lake, lovely hotels around the lake, so it's great.
I like the transport network. The trains run punctually and there's many different types of scenic trains, so my favourite part is the transport network.
I personally like that you get everything there. You can experience the city, you can experience the lakes, mountains, the rail network.
My favorite part is the central part around Lake Lucerne. That's where I grew up.
Mountains, lakes, scenery, it just pretty much has it all. and especially the wine. It's surprisingly good, something people don't bring up all of the time, and it's a great discovery.
I would say the cities, like Zurich, because I'm a city person, so in all the city are plenty of activities and shopping and restaurants and lovely hotels, so that's why.
I think it's like a paradise. Feel like free and you breathe wonderful air, and yeah, it's completely different about London. So, and the viewing, there is mountain, lake, a lot of green, so I think it's really amazing to relax. It's good for family, children, couple, and for everyone.
Well, for ski, I would say Zermatt and St. Moritz, like Luzern, Interlaken. Yeah, more or less, I mean, Switzerland is really popular.
The whole culture, their standard of living, of course, but their standard of life really is what we're sort of used to. It's very nice.
So you'll keep going back and back?
Oh yes, yes.
We would live
forever.
there if we could.
Yes, when I win the lottery, I'll live there if they'll have me. Where we go in the Burning Tableland, it's particularly nice with Interlaken and the two lakes, and you can go on the boats, and in fact we sort of go on the train to Thun and come back on the boat, and no, it's no problem at all as you get older. We haven't found it at all, and that's another thing that's nice over there. They're very respectful of old people.
Yes, they're so kind to it. Well, John still walks, and with that daughter they walk for miles and miles. I can't now, so I go into favourite places and sit on a seat and read my book and wait for the next train eventually, and then we meet up anywhere because the trains are absolutely on time.
I think people enjoy Switzerland because it is on a high quality of service, and the beauty of nature, the beauty of the mountains, all that together provides an excellent package.
It's definitely a destination that really appeals, and it's easy to get around in Switzerland. I mean, the transportation is super easy. Even if you do go by train, the train's always on time, connections always wait for you. Even on the stations, it's easy to just walk across the platform. You don't have to go upstairs, downstairs. So it's very, very convenient, even if you go by rail. By coach, of course, the road network is excellent too. So.
Well, that's another thing that's surprising. Nearly everybody speaks English, at least all the ones that we go to, and
I was a school principal, both abroad and in England, and the languages. The children are so beautifully behaved. One lovely little thing that at our age, you get to a pavement if you're walking, and the cars will stop to let you
even when there's not a crossing.
There isn't a crossing.
The cars will stop. It's a pleasant change from here sometimes.
Yes. Not so long ago, we arranged for a holiday for a couple in their 70s. They wanted to do something very special for their 50th wedding anniversary. So we had them travel on the Glacier Express from Zermatt to St. Moritz. And then they decided to add another 2 nights in the Berghaus on Diavolezza Glacier, where we could arrange for a romantic dinner for them and a private session in the whirlpool.
Having written this book about Switzerland, I've received a lot of letters over the years, and the one that I think I'm most proud of is from an elderly gentleman, written in rather spidery hand, who said that he had never been able to persuade his wife to leave Britain. And having come across my book, they decided that perhaps they could try Switzerland. Anyway, they went to Switzerland, and they had been going there every year since. And I was very touched that it had made such a difference to a couple's life.
I think with Switzerland, it's a very relaxed, easy way of life. The mountain excursions, you can take a cable car ride up to a mountain village. You can stop and have lunch. You can come back down at your own leisure. The cable cars and the trains run so regularly that it's your own time. You can do what you want in your own time. And should you decide one day not to do something, and you're just sitting in a resort. I mean, it's a very beautiful place to sit, relax, and to spend some downtime, whether that's reading or just going for a gentle walk along the lake. I think it's perfect for people heading into retirement.
I believe that towards the retirement, the focus shifts a little bit from holiday to travel. Holiday being more a breakaway from the work routine, recreation, leisure time, whereas travel means new discoveries, new experiences, culture, customs, or in short, everything that you didn't have time to see earlier. And Switzerland is a perfect place for this classic way of travel.
Retirement used to be viewed as the slowing down stage, but people are now healthier than ever, and research proves that staying active prolongs better health. Retirement can be about doing those things you'd never had time for before, to start ticking off ambitions from your list and getting to experience new sights and sounds. It's your retirement. What do you want to do with it?